Don't miss the brand new Sector Mechanicus kits for Warhammer 40k. Spiky bits. What's going on, Hobby Maniacs? Rob Baer with you again today, taking a look at the brand new Sector Mechanicus releases. These are, I think, the last of it, according to the poster inside the Shadow Wars Armageddon box set. Of course, we had no idea, really, that this one was coming out even. But hey, happy accidents, right? I think it's pretty cool. I have been, when I first saw that crane in the White Dwarf, I was like, oh man, I hope that is a kit. And I started looking closer, I was like, you know what? That definitely looks like a kit. I hope we get it, because that thing is pretty neat looking. And of course we did, but I guess it's a little overshadowed by 8th edition rumors and all sorts of stuff, which is kind of unfortunate, because this is a really neat thing. I'm really digging it. So of course we have the Promethean Forge and the Ferrotonic Incinerator. Now the Promethean Forge is $75. It is a 4-sprue kit for this release right here. And then of course we've got the Ferrotonic Incinerator as well. That is a 3-sprue kit, and I think it's $60. Yep, it's $60 right there. And the Galvanic Servo Haulers are a $40 kit with basically like 3 kind of vehicles right there. Now, at current time of recording on release weekend, this was actually out of stock at the US Games Workshop store. So I don't know if there'll be more coming in or not, but take that in mind. If you really want one, you might have to go down to a local store to kind of pick it up, or a GW store there. Now, we talked about how Games Workshop basically made 6 different sprues and was able to make 7 different kits out of them by combining a different amount of sprues with each kit. Actually, I had no idea this was this is a 4-sprue kit too. Oh, okay, because it's 2 of the flat sprues. Or excuse me, 3 of the flat sprues and 1 of the bigger sprue there, so maybe that was the reasoning, because generally that's a $75 kit, which is really interesting. Now, rules wise, you can check out our Shadow War Armageddon unboxing for all of the particulars on how this terrain works and goes together. We even take it apart and put it together and kind of show it to you. We're not going to do that again because it's literally the same stuff, just in a different kind of configuration here. Rules wise, it's difficult terrain with an exception to monsters, creatures, models, and ruins. We get a 4 up. It's got the Aegis of the Own Messiah. We've seen that before. Volatile cover. On a roll 1, each unit that was in 3 immediately suffers D6, strength 5, AP 4 hits. Doesn't really matter anymore. 8th edition is coming out, but it's very similar to the rules we saw with one of the other kits that came out recently for this. So, I mean, if you're looking to pick up terrain in a specific configuration, well, that might be the way to go for you. On to the Promethean Forge. Of course, we're saving the best for last. The true new release here, the Galvanic Servo Haulers. Again, the Promethean Forge, this is going to be a 4-sprue kit. Right there. All of these sprues we have showed you, and you know what? The only one that's repeated is this one right here. And so it looks like the only thing that isn't included with this is the one pipe sprue section. So you've seen all of the sprues between those 2 kits except for 1 sprue. Remember, there is 6 different sprues for 7 different kits, and we're seeing a duplicate one right here. So it is what it is. But again, if you want to see the breakdown on all these sprues, check out our Shadow Wars Armageddon unboxing, which actually might be in the top right corner in that little info button you can click. Now, as far as rules go, it's difficult terrain, so they're going to get 4 up. It's got the Aegis of the Messiah and the Fuel Siphon special rules, so anything. So flamers can change their weapon type from assault to heavy, or from pistol to heavy, and they gain torrent. So it's very similar to the Promethean pipes rules that came out in the past. But unfortunately, like I said, 8th edition 40k is coming out, so nobody really cares, I suppose. As far as rules go, I mean, as kits go, hey, it might be worth it. So now, let's take a look at the true new kit. The 2-sprue Galvanic, what the heck is this? Galvanic Servo Haulers. So you got 2 of these right here. Let's break it down. Let's take a look at the manual here. Now, this is the crazy larger sprue. It's not the multi-part plastic that we're used to. This is the Chinese kind of, I don't want to say knockoff, but it's definitely a different type material. It seems to be, for the most part, pretty well detailed, like we saw in the past. It does say made in China and distributed by GW. It's way better quality than what we saw in the past. Like those first run kits for Age of Sigmar were just atrocious compared to this. So I'm glad that they're up in their quality game, because I mean, Games Workshop, let's face it, you're the guys to beat. So if you keep moving forward with your quality, then everybody else is going to have to toe the line. And if you're putting out crap like we saw with those first terrain sets for Age of Sigmar, well, let's just say that's easy to surpass. Remember, to be the man, you have to beat the man. And I don't think we ever want anybody to actually beat Games Workshop at their own game. That would be dangerous. Because, I mean, the stuff just looks fantastic, to be quite honest. So let's just hope that never happens. So detail-wise, looking great. I like the assembly. I like how it all goes together. We're going to take a closer look at the sprues, which, like I said, they're not the traditional multi-part plastic that we're used to. They're a little bit clunkier, but it's kind of like a a risk versus reward kind of thing. Yes, it's a little bit clunkier and it's a little bit more heavier material, but it's not the reduction in quality and I guess detail isn't drastic either. So it's like a good quality, good material with a good level of detail for a good price, which I think we can all agree on, to be quite honest. And there's the tractor assembly right there with the exhaust stacks. Then you got the grabber claw and how that all works and goes together. I really like this. I don't know if you guys ever saw in the old Apocalypse book that came out in 2007, there was an ultramarine locomotive, and that reminds me a lot of it. Like a lot of these elements are very familiar to me from that scratch built kit, and I'm almost wondering if they were inspired by that in any way. So there's kind of, oh, we've got a cat. There wouldn't be an unboxing if we didn't have a cat. Come here, you silly goose. I don't know why she likes coming up here so much, but she really gets into it sometimes. You silly. What are you doing? Oh, I know. I know. Alright, so there's the rest of the assembly, and you see the comparisons there? It literally looks like those are little rails, or little railroad, I guess they're metal wheels. I don't know what they call it. I don't know enough about railroads, but very similar to what you would expect to see on a locomotive. So I could see the styling, and I could see maybe the comparisons or maybe the inspiration from that scratch built Ultramarines locomotive that came out with that big battle report back in 2017. And there's the assembled, the 3 different vehicles and the loader kit itself. And then it looks like you get not rules for this, but some sort of, yeah, it doesn't look like there's rules in here, but you get some sort of altar of war mission for primary objectives. So there's a galvanic crane, dozer, and tractor. Okay, so these are okay, so you got to destroy them. They're objective markers. The crane cannot move it on its own. However, the agent of the Omessiah, if the agent of the Omessiah set up the crane on top of the trailer and wheels that is in a kit, it can be towed by the galvanic dozer or tractor, provided total models and base. Oof, that's all sorts of convoluted. Cannot run or embark. Can make difficult terrain tests, move through difficult terrain as normal, provided they oh, well, alright. So, this is the old 7th edition rules, because there is an initiative and not a separate movement value. So, wounds 7, or toughness 7, wounds 3, wounds 663, and saves of 3 up on all of them. So that's interesting. Okay. Well, didn't expect that, but there they are, nonetheless. So pretty cool little kit. I think this, like I said, this thing was 40 bucks. Here's a close-up of it. Like I said, it is a chunkier material, but there is a, I guess, a one-for-one kind of give and take on the quality level. You can see there is a depth to this material here. Not quite as much as we would like and we would expect from our multi-part plastics, stuff like the Space Marine Tactical Squad and stuff. And you can tell the chains, look a little chunky, but they're not bad. Like I said, the quality is good here. They've learned. I definitely can get behind this level of quality for this level of price. And you can see all the cogs and the vents and everything back here. So like I said, I think this is a pretty good level of quality for the price and for the durability of the material. And then you can see the front, and just to give you an idea of how big these are, there's, which you can kind of see in the box anyways, the box art there, but there's a tractor, there's some of the treads, which you can tell there's a little bit of flatness, very similar to some of the Sector Mechanicus bases in and of themselves. So it doesn't seem too bad, and I like this. You can put a man right there in that grabber claw. It doesn't seem too bad. I'm definitely behind it, behind the quality level. I think overall, this gets a 3 out of 5 cats in my book, as far as quality versus price versus what we've seen in the past that were quite possibly ridiculous offerings by Games Workshop. But that's why I think a lot of people like to come to this channel because I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm not going to toe the party line. I'm going to call a spade, unfortunately, and if I think it's something you should avoid, I am going to tell you. If I think it's a great product, I am going to tell you. If it's in between, I am going to tell you. So again, these are the new releases for the Sector Mechanicus: the galvanic servo haulers, ferrotonic incinerator, and Promethean forge. Now, if you like all of our video features here on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to us and also turn on notifications so you can get an email and be one of the first to come and check out our brand new video features here. And you can support us over on Patreon and get a monthly shipment of miniatures delivered to your door. And we also do quarterly mini army offerings as well. And head on over to the longwar.net. That's the home of the battle reports for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today.